Hey guys, I am Black Ops Amazing. Welcome back to another video where today we are going to be ranking all of the perks in Black Ops Cold War Zombies from worst to best. There are only a total of 6 perks in the game at the moment. Treyarch have said they will be adding more over time. I'm guessing with every new zombies map we have, we might have a new perk as well. But I thought I'd rank all 6 that are in the game so far. This will be an interesting video because the perks work differently this year, where we can now upgrade them and get different abilities. Compared to last year where the perks only had one ability, we can now upgrade each perk a total of 3 times, giving them different features for everyone you get. So say if you're using one of the base perks where you've got no upgrades, it might be rubbish, but once you've used all of your Ethereum crystals on it, it might be decent. So it'll be interesting to see where each and every perk ranks. For me, this is in my opinion and based on my playstyle, now that the perk system works differently. So getting straight into this, in at number 6, the worst perk out of the bunch. And by the way, I'm not saying that any of these perks are bad. In fact, I think when you fully upgraded them all, they do a job in their own right. But 100% some are better than the others, and the worst out of the bunch for me is Elemental Pop. I really didn't want to have to say this considering it is the only new perk out of the bunch in the game. All of the others we've had before, so I wanted this one to be better than the older ones, but it just isn't. And I wouldn't say that's Elemental Pop's fault. Its main purpose is to give your weapons ammo mods, but it's kind of pointless when you can just pack a punch and put an ammo mod on your weapon anyway. So I don't really understand the point of Elemental Pop. You can do exactly what this perk does by pack-a-punching. Yes, it gives you more of a chance of the ammo mod happening every time you shoot, but it's not all that useful. Also, because we don't have as many ammo mods in Black Ops Cold War compared to, let's say, BO4 or BO3. Some of the ones that we had in those games that we are missing from this one are Fireworks and Thunderwall. And taking a look at the different upgrades, I don't think these are very good either. I definitely wouldn't prioritise upgrading Elemental Pop before using my Ethereum crystals elsewhere. The first upgrade just gives you a small chance of an ammo mod happening when you do damage with equipment. The second one is reduced ammo mod cooldown, and the third is it uses your ammo mod skill tier. So yeah, Elemental Pop is poor. I don't really see a need for the perk, especially when we can get this exact same feature from the Pack-a-Punch machine. It's cool, I like the effect, but for me it's the most useless out of the bunch. Moving on down into number 5, I have picked Deadshot Daiquiri. Now Deadshot's never been at the top of my list for best perks. It's actually alright in this game, it's not too bad, especially when you upgrade it. Its main purpose, if you don't do anything, as I'm sure you know, is whenever you aim down scope, it moves the scope to a critical location on the zombie's body, so a headshot or somewhere where it's going to do big damage. That's not too bad, but when you're going to kill zombies, you usually aim for the head or somewhere where you're going to kill them the quickest anyway. And what I always find is when I do zoom down scope and it automatically goes to a critical location, I end up moving my aim a little bit for myself anyway, so it doesn't always give you a critical damage shot. It's definitely the best looking perk in the game. I really like the design changes to the perk machine, but unfortunately that doesn't factor into how good it is. But as for its actual upgrades, well, the first one is you deal 100% extra critical damage if an enemy is at full health. That's actually pretty good. The second upgrade gives you increased damage against armor pieces. Again, the armored zombies in this game can be difficult to take down, so 50% is quite a lot. And then the third one is reduced hipfire spread. For me, I'm not too fussed about that one. I end up killing the zombies up close anyway, so hipfire spread isn't an issue. But yeah, Deadshot's not bad, it's better than it was in the past. If you don't upgrade it, then it is what it is. But once you do get those first couple of upgrades and you can do extra damage, it's worth having. And bear in mind that in this game you can have all 6 perks at once, so more than likely you are going to purchase this. But another thing I would say that factors into it being near to the bottom is you unlock it at level 51. I just don't think it's as good as other perks where it warrants being unlocked at such a high level. But moving on, next up in at number 4, I have picked Quick Revive. Now, this one's interesting because for those of you who aren't aware, Quick Revive doesn't work in the same way as it did in the past. It used to, on solo, allow you to get yourself back up, it revived you, but in this game it doesn't. We now have something called a self-revive kit, meaning the Quick Revive perk does other things. In the past, because of what it used to do, it would be at number 1, but it's not as useful, still something you should get though, in the machine. Its main ability off the get-go, if you don't do anything to it, is it reduces the time it takes for you to fully regen your health by 50%. It also reduces the time it takes to revive a teammate. So straight away, not upgraded, it's useful because if you ever get double hit in zombies or you're swarmed and you do manage to make it out alive, your health is going to regenerate quicker. So say in some circumstances, if you do get away from the zombies and you're on low health, that 50% health regeneration could mean the difference between life and death. If you got hit by a zombie whilst on low health, that means you're down, but if your health goes up quicker before you take that hit and you're back to 100 instead of, let's say, the 30, it is a lifesaver, but I wouldn't say many situations like that are really going to happen in a single game. As for the upgrades, the first one is it increases your downed crawl speed by 100%. It also reduces the delay before health starts regenerating by 50%, and reviving an ally will also heal you. Out of any of the perks, I think the upgrades on this one aren't as effective. They're not as game-changing compared to other perks. The crawl down speed for me isn't useful, neither is reviving an ally if you're just playing solo, so because of that, it's got to come in at number 4. Moving on into number 3, I have picked Speed Cola. Okay, so this was a difficult one. Speed Cola has always been a god tier perk in zombies. Being able to reload your weapon faster, it's something you definitely wanted, but they kind of nerfed it this time around. We only have a 15% increase in reload speed. That is what the base perk gives you. Honestly, it's barely noticeable. There are attachments you can do to your weapons that give you a faster reload speed than this. 15%, although it sounds like a decent amount, it's something I don't notice. As for the upgrades, well, the first one is you can swap weapons faster. Next, it charges your field upgrades 20% faster, and the final upgrade is it increases your reload speed by 30%. That's the most effective out of the bunch, but even then, it's not as fast as it was. They nerfed Speed Cola. You can combine this with attachments, but just as a perk on its own, I don't think it's as good. I love the redesign of the perk machine, but as far as its abilities goes, it's still a perk you want, but it's just not as good as it used to be. And then closing in at number 2, we have Stamin-Up. I absolutely love this perk. D-Machine, I think, is the perfect map to get this on. We all know what it does normally. It increases your run and sprint speed, but when you upgrade it, it becomes a beast. You get increased backpedal speed, immunity to fall damage, and you can walk faster while aiming down sight. Let me tell you why all 3 of these are useful. The first one, being able to walk backwards faster. There is a step which is a part of the main Easter egg where you have to carry the decontamination device. This can be very useful for that, having to walk backwards, holding that whilst the zombies are following you, especially because you have a minimap, you know where you're going, but it's also just good for general gameplay. Immunity to fall damage is another brilliant one because in D-Machine you can climb over absolutely everything. A lot of people also go up the plane wing and then fall off, so even though there's not really high distances to fall, there's still a lot of ledges to climb over where you will take fall damage, so having immunity to that is really good. And then the third one, being able to walk faster while aiming down sight. You're going to be aiming down sight while shooting zombies. If you don't have this perk, they can easily catch up to you while doing that, but if you've got the full upgrades, believe me, this perk is amazing. And then moving on into number 1, you all know what this is going to be. It is Juggernog, the number 1 perk since World at War, but is it good as it used to be? Well, I think that's debatable. It's a perk that's still necessary, you have to have it, but we do have an armor system this time where you can get a bunch of health from. You're never going to complain about having more health, but if you don't upgrade Jug, then it's not as good as it once was, but when you do fully upgrade it, it's a lot better. Normally, it now gives you 50% increased health, whereas it used to do 100, but when you upgrade it, it reduces your status effect durations, your armor plates replenish 25% additional armor, and it increases the maximum health by 100, making it as good, if not a little bit better, than what it used to be. The main reason I have put this here is because it's a mandatory perk. You're not really going to play without it, and any opportunity where you can get more health in zombies, you should 100% take it. This is probably one of the first perks, if not the first, that you buy in zombies still. Although I will say, maybe there's an argument to be made as to why I think Stamin-Up could be better. But there we go. Those are all of the perks ranked from worst to best for me. Let me know your ranking and your opinions in the comment section below. As always, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, you know what to do. Drop a like rating, it really does help. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest videos on the channel, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, goodbye.